In this video, we're going to demonstrate a tool that helps you format contact information so contacts will be grouped together in the correct households during the Salesforce NPSP Data Import process. This tool copies data from one tab in an Excel spreadsheet to another, formatting the contacts for the NPSP Data Import process. The Data Importer is a powerful tool that automatically creates records in multiple objects according to NPSP's data model. It uses temporary records in an object called NPSP Data Import. Data import records are imported from an Excel spreadsheet, formatted according to the NPSP import template. Data from the primary contact for each household is entered in a set of fields labeled as Contact 1, with data for additional household members in fields labeled as Contact 2. Data from legacy systems or external spreadsheets is usually provided with one contact per row. To put Contact 1 and Contact 2 fields in the same row, we created a macro-enabled Excel spreadsheet that can copy data from the original format into the NPSP import template format. The spreadsheet uses three tabs, one for the source data, one for the output data, and on the Instructions tab, you specify your desired configuration and run the program. In the Instructions tab, we enter information that describes our input data. We enter a household identifier field and a primary contact indicator field. Let's see what those are. In this small sample data set, we can see that each row contains fields for one contact. In order to group contacts into households, it is necessary that they have some kind of identifier field in common. In this sample, there is a family ID field, and we can see that there are 4 members of the Brown family with the same family ID and 2 members of the Callahan family with the same family ID. The rest are single-member households. So column B is our source household identifier column. If our data set does not have a household identifier field, the program treats each record as a single-member household. Next, we specify which column contains a primary contact indicator. This is a field that contains some kind of flag for primary contacts and is blank for other contacts. If our data set does not have such a field, the program treats the first contact it comes across as the primary contact. Here, column A is our primary contact indicator. For this demo, let's mark Lucas Callahan as the primary contact for family ID 1161 and leave no primary contact specified for the Brown family. We can expect Jake to become contact 1 since he is the first listed member of the 1157 family. Everyone else will be in a household by themselves. Back in the Instructions tab, the rest of the configuration rows are a map of the field names that will become the column headers in our output file, and therefore the labels that will be used either by Data Loader or the Data Import Wizard. Use the field names for the tool you plan to use. For each field, specify which column in the Source tab contains that data. Then specify whether the value should be copied from the primary contact for Contact 1 fields or from the non-primary contact for Contact 2 fields. Note, for example, that first name is found in column E in our source data set, so we enter E for both Contact 1 first name and Contact 2 first name. The difference is that a value in column E is copied into Contact 1 first name only when the source record is flagged as a primary contact, and it is copied into Contact 2 first name when the record is not a primary contact. Finally, we can specify a default value that will be copied in if the value in the source data set is blank. This is necessary for required fields in checkboxes. Create a row in the map for every field to be imported, including any custom fields that you need to import. Remember to also create those fields in the data import object to receive that data, and on the object to ultimately store that data. Let's take a look at our Results tab. It's important to note that this program will overwrite any data in the Results tab without warning, but for demonstration purposes, we'll clear out the data now. Once the configuration information is correct and our source and target tabs are ready, all we need to do is press this button that says Format Source Data. And, as we can see, the data has been rearranged into NPSP Data Import format on the Output Data tab. Note that the Brown family is now represented by 3 records, with Jake Brown, the primary contact, as Contact 1 on all 3 rows, and his other 3 family members, Haley, Penny, and Bennett, are Contact 2 on each row. Lucas is Contact 1 for the Callahans because we specified him as the primary contact, with Yasin as Contact 2. Everyone else will be in a household by themselves. If we change the primary contact for the Browns to Haley and make Yasin the primary contact for the Callahans, and run the program again, we can see that the Results tab has been overwritten with the newly formatted data, with Haley as contact 1 for the Browns and Yasin as contact 1 for the Callahans. Now we can save this data as a CSV file and import it into the NPSP Data Import object. If you'd like to try this tool out for yourself, please contact Kathy Only.